Alright folks, after weeks of putting Samsung's Galaxy Tab S10 Plus through its paces, I'm ready to give you the real story on how it's been holding up. We are about 2 months in, and I think you deserve an update. If you are part of those who think that Samsung just played it safe with this particular tablet, I hear you. In fact, I've been thinking the same since I first reviewed this tablet. The design doesn't exactly scream next gen, and that's because the changes were subtle. But as I have used it over the past almost 2 months, those incremental upgrades have started to leave a real impression. So today I'm sharing an in-depth update on what these changes actually mean in everyday use. So how are we gonna do this? Well, we're gonna dive into every corner of my experience. How has the performance held up under the demands of multitasking and high-performance apps? What's the battery life like after many weeks of continuous power use? We'll also touch on Samsung's Galaxy AI enhancements, camera quality, the stylus experience, display quality, especially if you are using it as a media powerhouse. By the end, you'll know if the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus here is a worthy investment or just another iteration. Let's go ahead and jump in. Welcome back folks. First things first, if you've been following this channel and watching my reviews, then you probably know this. Trying to distinguish the Galaxy Tab S9 Plus from the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, at least from the outside, is nearly impossible. Samsung has kept the external hardware identical to that of last generation. So if you are standing at a crossroads agonizing over which one to pick, honestly, you could just flip a coin at this point. The experience will be virtually the same. And the differences, well, they are under the hood, not in your hands. Meaning, under that familiar frame, Samsung has made some updates, which I've previously shared with you already if you watched the previous videos. And one of those updates that I've been putting to the test the most is the display. One of the best things to do with this type of tablet is to just chill and enjoy entertainment with these, large tablets. They are light enough not to bother you when carrying them around, but at the same time, big and large enough for you to be fully immersed into whatever you're watching. To take it to the next level, Samsung's brought in new technology and added an anti-reflective coating, which can be a game changer for many. I know I personally have been enjoying it like a lot. And by the way, if this is your first time visiting, welcome to the channel. I truly appreciate you stopping by. Please do me a favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. Again, that's a great way to support the channel and I truly appreciate that. And as we are getting ready to dive even deeper in this video, make sure to keep those links that I have in the description in mind, because those links are going to route you to some of the best deals you will find on either the S10 Plus here or the S9 Plus. Those are dynamic links and they are packed with discounts, especially this time of the year. So make sure to follow those links at the end of the video to see what discounts or what deals they route you to. But anyway, so the 12.4-inch 120Hz AMOLED display has been a highlight in every scenario, and that anti-reflective coating has seriously proven its worth. Outdoor uses, especially in bright sunlight, have been smoother than ever. No distracting glare, no struggle to see the screen, no squinting. Watching movies or even editing videos or photos is just a treat without that usual reflection, right? It's been very comfortable using the tablet that way. I'd say that Samsung nailed it here, and for anyone who works on the go, this feature is also a win. So as you would agree, Samsung has packed in some subtle but meaningful upgrades. Now, moving on to design and, build quality, I'm gonna be honest with you all. There's not much feedback to share about this already familiar design here, and I think that's a good thing. The Tab S10 Plus here is as familiar and as solid as its predecessor, and frankly, if you were expecting some dramatic wear and tear after, just a couple of months of use, you'd be setting your expectations way too high. After weeks of pulling it through its paces, this tablet's slim aluminum frame isn't just eye candy. It's built to last. Sure, Samsung has what it calls aluminum or armor aluminum, and they made it 10% stronger. I have no clue what that means, but all I can say is that so far it's a solid and well-built tablet. It's only 15 grams lighter than the Tab S9 Plus, just enough to make a difference when you're holding it for long stretches. Watching movies, gaming, or doing day-to-day tasks for extended periods of time have been enjoyable. And the design, holding up just beautifully. No scratches, no scuffs, and it still has that premium feel today, just like it did on day one. And oh, those new camera rings, just the right amount of extra without being too extra. And honestly, it's pretty much the only visual cue that I have to, tell my S9 Plus apart from my S10 Plus. I just wished Samsung had a little detail like that added to the S Pen though, I just cannot tell them apart. The S Pen on my S9 Plus is essentially the same as that of my S10 Plus. Anyways, let's move on to performance here. The Dimensity 9300 Plus chip added here most definitely holds its own, at least so far. I was skeptical at the beginning, but after pushing the Tab S10 Plus here through heavy workloads, it's clear that this processor can handle its own. Daily tasks have been buttery smooth, and Samsung Dex mode, yeah, absolutely seamless. Multitasking with, intensive apps has yet to show any lag or overheating or freezes. Gaming has been fantastic as well. Tested on demanding titles, it delivers a solid 60 FPS even after an hour-long session. Samsung's choice for the Dimensity 9300 Plus is paying off, even though it's not as far off when compared to that of last year. Now, battery. With regular daily use, the battery life has remained steady. And after some testing, it's fair to say that Samsung's long 8-hour estimate isn't that far off. Pushing the Tab S10 Plus here with high brightness, outdoor use, and multitasking gives it around 7 hours. I'm going to say closer to 7.5 hours screen on time. For typical users, this means a full workday with a bit of juice left over. So far, battery performance is solid, consistent, and on par with what a high-end tablet should offer. With this said, however, battery life can be highly subjective depending on how you use your tablet. You might be a power user, but not at the same level as me, so you might see more or less battery life. Or somebody who's not a power user might see days of battery life. But I digress. Let's talk camera here, and as far as camera goes, the dual lens system with the 13 megapixel wide and 8 megapixel ultra wide has proven to be just as reliable as Samsung's previous tablets like the S9 Plus. But just like before, the true MVP here is the selfie camera, that 12 megapixel selfie camera with auto framing. Video calls are top level. It allows for you to be able to move in the room while the camera here just automatically adjusts to keep you in frame. Now, let's talk AI. Samsung's new AI tools, from handwriting correction to layout suggestions, have actually come in handy during day-to-day tasks. The handwriting recognition has especially been a standout. Writing at odd angles hasn't been an issue here, as the software automatically just cleans up my notes, so no problems there. The improvements are subtle, but for productivity, they've proven useful. And the S Pen, as I mentioned earlier, still top of its class, still my favorite S Pen, or my favorite stylus, I would say, my favorite native stylus on any tablet out there. It has perfect response times, smooth attachment here, and enough pressure sensitivity to handle, high level of detailed work. On top of that, it truly feels natural in hands. Now, with all of this said, should you upgrade to the Tab S10 Plus here? A couple of months into using this tablet, it's clear that this is a powerhouse. I don't think anyone, doubted that. So if you are upgrading from Tab S7 or older, you'll immediately feel the speed, the refinement, and the entire reflective screen that's just gonna blow your mind. It's a joy to work with. Samsung's played it safe. Sure, that's definitely true. And while that doesn't make for groundbreaking headlines, it does make for a reliably excellent tablet. But of course, if you were comparing it to the Tab S10 Plus, the conversation becomes a little bit more nuanced, right? Because then there are a lot of different things to consider before deciding whether you should go for the S9 Plus, which offers a bit more value for less money, or go for this. But I digress. Either way, I'm certainly hoping that this video was informative and that it's going to help your purchasing decision. I'm going to have some links in the description. Make sure to hit those links in the description. Those links will reroute you to some of the best deals you can find on this tablet here. Those are dynamic links, so they might route you one place one day and a different place another day. Either way, they track the best deals so that you can take advantage of them. So check out those links. Many of you who watch the videos that I drop here or who follow the channel are not subscribed. So check to make sure that you're subscribed, and if you're not, do me a favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button, as I mentioned. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to add those in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in that comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.